In three, two, do. I know you'll see. Somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Dun 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 dun. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up. The members of my nation. It's no time to sleep. There's no chance unless you take one. And then to see the other side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give me your recipe for estimate. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me. All right. That was the audio test. Let me go and check if that worked out. Give me a second. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, so I think the audio's working. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go advertise the stream now. Sorry about that. I just felt like uh, the Victorious theme song. So, yep, yep, yep. Let's see. Breathe in. One is one you get me. And feel so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. Okay, 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 okay. I have to like advertise this in a lot of places. So, how are you guys doing today? Advertise it in here and here. You know, I should probably get my phone so I can also see the chat simultaneously. That's probably a good idea. Also, sorry, if there's some background noise. I moved out of my apartment a little bit ago, and so I'm staying over my BF's house. And he might make some noise in the background, and his family might make some noise in the background. So I'm sorry about that in advance. Let's see. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up. Right. Advertise there. The members of my nation. I don't know. This song is stuck in my head. Every day there's a new song stuck in this noggin. You wouldn't believe. Mm, do. Let's go to advertise. Uh, Which one is that? Oh, here. The members of my nation. It's not time to sleep. There's a thing that you take on. All right. I think it's about all the advertisement channels. Okay. That I can think of. So let's start the stream. How are you guys doing? It is the afternoon where I am. I'm sorry if you hear me go quiet. That's my boyfriend trying to interrupt the stream. Okay, let's get to business. Um, so yeah, like I said, I moved out of my apartment not very long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago or so. And so now I'm looking for full-time work um in my field, and it's just a little bit hard right now because the economy is going through kind of a recession, downturn, whatever you want to call it. Um, and so there's a lot less jobs uh, out there now, and there's way less jobs than news media and the government wants to make people believe there are. So it's just kind of a little bit difficult to find, you know, long-term employment than it would have been for me like a couple years ago. So that's what I'm doing currently. Okay, and I think I'm actually done with this. I can move on to the next scene. So let's look at let's do Rabby first. Let's do Rabinoka first. And turn those off for right now. Make a BG layer. But yeah, looking for full-time employment. I have had a number of interviews. I've been having interviews for months and whatnot, but for one reason or another, there's always been some reason why I couldn't go further in the process. Um, either is because I had a potential bigger opportunity coming along, like I had some type of career fair or something like that, or and I couldn't take the opportunity, or I just didn't make it all the way through the interview process. So yeah, and in my the field that I'm in, it's not just like you do like one or two interviews and you get the job. It's you have to actually study for um sorry, trying to draw and talk at the same time. You actually have to study for the interview process. So that's what I'm doing currently, studying for that, also studying some other skills I think are going to be important for me to land a job. And then some companies, one company that I am interviewing for right now requires that you do a different type of test that I've never heard of, so I have to study for that. Um, because that expires in a few days. So that's what's going on for me. Did I mention I graduated from college a few days ago? I mean, not a few days ago, a few months ago already. Uh, yeah, I probably should have said that first if I didn't. I graduated a few months ago. So I moved out of my college town apartment back to my hometown, and that's where I am currently. So let's see. Sorry, pulling up the stream on my phone so I can see if anyone is commenting and whatnot. Change for me. There we go. Now I can see if people are commenting on the stream. Okay. Live life, breathe. But yes, that's what's going on. Um, and recently it's come to my attention that like a lot of I think there's a quite a big amount of people that aren't from the US that maybe they think the US is doing really well in this recession. I mean, maybe we're doing really well compared to other countries, but people in the US are still hurting pretty bad. And that's mainly because, right, people's wages haven't increased. In a lot of cases, they've decreased because companies are trying to fire people and then rehire people for smaller amounts of money and that type of thing going on. So, yeah, that's happening. And then, what I didn't know about is that I think some of our ally countries are either like they have very sanitized media about the US and the economic state of the US. Like there's this a guy I watch on YouTube. He's a like a financial, not a financial guy. He just kind of talks about like events going on in the economy that have to deal with people's finances and things like that. And he was visiting Sweden, go see family and whatnot. Um, and he was basically talking about how news over there is very sanitized, right? So this guy's also from the US and he looks up news about the US in the US and then he went to Sweden and tried to find, you know, news about the US and Sweden and he found that it was like extremely sanitized. Like everything in the US is just great if you're looking at it in Sweden, which I think is kind of really interesting and I don't know if it's scary, but it's just it's like shocking, I guess. I mean, 'cause, like I guess as a US citizen, right? Um you know that there are a lot of countries out there that see US as like the best and all that, but you don't really I guess we don't really understand the extent to what type of propaganda you guys get out this country. Also sorry, I'm trying to fix the face. I don't really like the way it looks. But yeah, like a lot of that just got me to thinking there's probably a lot of countries that are allies with the US uh that give a lot of positive propaganda about this country. Also, why are his ears up? This is not a good drawing. Okay, sorry. Um, but yeah, people in the US are not making nearly as much money as people think they are. Uh, like I understand how like if you convert US dollar into most other currencies, it's like a lot of money, but if you live in the US and you see the extent of prices here, you'll know that the average American dollar doesn't really buy much. I mean, you can't even buy a Snickers bar in most places with a dollar in the US. And another thing that they kind of lie about that I've noticed recently is they lie about how much the typical person in the U.S. makes, and I think the reason they can get away with that is because the average person they don't know the difference between the mathematical term average and the word typical. So a lot of people they hear, "Oh, the average person makes this." They think that means like your standard run of the mill everyday person. They basically think that average means typical. Uh but that's not what average means. Average is a sorry, I'm bad at talking and drawing. Average is a mathematical like term and all average means mathematically is that you take the sum of all the numbers in the group that you have and you divide it by how many numbers are there, right? So that's all average really means. It has nothing to do with what the typical person makes or the typical whatever of whatever population that you're studying, right? So, oh, another person just joined the stream. Hi, hi. How are you? Um, talking about how, statistics can lie to some certain people. I know it might not be that exciting of a topic, but um But yeah, so just because you see average, it doesn't mean that's the typical like wage or whatever. Let's see. Hey, I'm doing good. How are you? Let's see. Just talking about economy stuff. But where was I? Yeah, average doesn't mean typical. I mean, I did this kind of mathematical experiment myself, because right, if you the way average works is that it severely skews towards uh the higher end. So if you have like 100 people and 1% of those people make 300,000 and then 10% of them make um 10% of them make uh like 100,000, and then right there's a 15% or whatever make 75. I mean, the average is gonna skew towards those higher numbers, even if, the rest of them, 75% of them or more make like 30,000, the average will end up being like somewhere around 50, $60,000. And so that's how you get these statistics where like the average American makes 50 to $60,000 a year. I mean, that is just not true at all. But yep, yep, yep. Sorry, I'm trying to focus a little bit more on the draw. They should lower down the prices in the US. Yeah, they really should. I mean, they won't, but I mean, if people can't afford to buy food, right, and everyone's getting laid off, who's going to be able to afford any of this stuff? I mean, right, because companies like to lay people off, but they completely forget that the only reason people can pay for things is because they're getting paid by companies. So if you lay everybody off, no one's going to have any money to buy any of your products. So it's kind of like a catch 22, I guess, for them. Like you gotta lay people off in order to decrease your expenditures, but at the same time, if people don't have money, you're not gonna get money. So, and I'm one of the people that believes that companies don't have to lay as many people off as they do if they just decrease corporate wages. They just decrease the executive wages, by a few hundreds of millions of dollars, but they don't consider that. So, yeah. Like I think I was in a college class one time, um, and I think it was one of the professors or something like that. I can't remember who it was. It was some authority figure or something, I believe. They were telling me that companies, when they are calculating how much money they have to spend out of a fiscal year, and they're calculating their expenses and their profits, they don't count, um, what is it? They don't count the executive wages. Like when they think about their bottom line, the executive wages are not being put into account into like the profits versus um losses calculator. Like they have a certain amount of money that they allocate towards the executives that don't go into calculations. And I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense because that money is coming from the business. So why doesn't why, if the business is failing, why aren't some of the CEOs being let go? It just doesn't make any sense because it's like the people that are making the products, they can only make what you tell them to make. So it's not like they have any control over the rest of the company. So, it's not the average person's fault, really. I'm so bad at proportions. Okay. But yes, that was my rant on the economy and all that stuff that's going on. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Seeing I'm not learning this stuff in school. Yeah, yeah, they don't want you to learn this stuff in school. That's intentional. Because if people learn this stuff, they would be really upset about it. So they want to make sure you don't do anything about it. That by the time you learn it, you're already like caught in the system. So that's typically the intention. Mm-hmm. Um, this should go a little bit further down, and I think these arms should be a little further up and probably out. do, 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 do. Sorry, I always have problems drawing legs. Like, I don't know what the issue is with me and legs, but I guess we have an issue. Let's see. But yeah, I learned that, the government lies about a lot of their statistics. I mean, I think a lot of people know that, by now, they're lying about the job statistics. Study came out where they asked like a bunch of employers, if they post fake jobs and they found that, 40% of the jobs were fake. They admitted uh, to 40% of jobs being fake. I think it was either hiring managers or employers that admitted that. So literally 4 in every 10 jobs out there is probably, not even real in the US at least. I mean, I don't know how it is anywhere else. So people here are applying to a lot of jobs that just simply don't exist. So that's one of the problems we have here. Rent is another issue we have here because, I didn't know this when I was in high school either, but in order to stay at a lot of places, you have to make at least 2 to 3 times the rent. Like they want to see your pay stubs. So if, let's see, I'm learning how to animate, but I'm bad at it. Oh no, it's okay. Like animating is not anything that comes naturally. You just gotta study stuff. I would say, look up like 12 principles of animation, and start there. I mean, everyone's bad at things that they haven't done before. It's not anything to be too concerned about. Let's see. It's I should have drawn the anatomy for the rest of him, but I'm a goober, so I didn't do that. I was hoping I could just like do this by memory, but I obviously cannot. So I also think I drew him a bit too big. And so I'm gonna have to like make him smaller. But yeah, this is what happens when I try to draw and talk, but I didn't want to have a silent stream again, so yeah. So this is I'm sorry guys, it's like I guess it's one or the other. Either I draw and it goes fast and we're silent, or I talk and you gotta see me draw one frame for like an hour. Portions are my enemy. Let's see. He just looks so strange. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think his fluff is going in too much. I think that might be the problem because he's a fluffy boy. Um, his fluff should be at about the same level. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta study animation principles. That's kind of the problem that I had was that I never used to study because I didn't know anyone else was studying. So I think I kind of thought that the way to be, a great true artist was to just, draw from imagination because that's kind of what I thought everyone else was doing. That's not the case. Everyone is actually using references and studying. The reason they're getting better is because they're using references and studying. And I just learned that late. I was just late to figuring it out. And now here we are where I can't draw legs properly. So, yeah, study, please. Study as much as you can. Let me check this out. I'm gonna change some things about the anatomy. And he's really not gonna be this big. I'm gonna have to end up like what do you call it? I'm gonna have to end up sizing him down, but I think it's easier for me to draw big and then size down than it is for me to draw smaller. So he kind of looks like a lion mixed with a wolf. Yeah, he has a really big mane. In the Heroes of Mosai, which is my comic series, they're called Spark Wolves. So they like have like very weak electric powers and they have a very unique appearance that none of the other characters or uh, elementals really have. So they all have like this mane, and they're all like neutral colored. Well, not neutral, like what do you call it? Simply colored. They only have like two colors at most. So Rabinoko's like yellow and red, and that's like his two colors. Um, okay, I don't know why I use this shape. This is not a good shape, but I guess I want him to kind of face this way a little bit. And so that would mean this looks like the arm is actually broken. That's yeah. I think that's realistic. But yes, what was I talking about? I did have things I wanted to talk about on this stream. I'm just trying to fix this anatomy so that I don't like lose all of my brain cells going crazy over how it looks. Let's see. There's something else I wanted to talk about. Yes. So I saw one of Forest Panic streams. Love Forest Panic. I'm a huge simp fan, whatever you want to call me. Um, and I saw the one where she mentioned that she was like dropping out of college because she wanted to do Wolf Moon full time. Um, and she just didn't know, what she was in college for. She didn't know what she wanted to do. Uh, I assumed she wanted to do animation or something like that. But I think honestly, good on her for dropping out of college. I think college is a terrible place for creatives. It's like probably the worst place you could be if you want to go into a creative field. I mean, college just completely stifles all of your creativity. It's very boring, monotonous, repetitive, stressful. I mean, everything that's just terrible for creative mind is college. That's what college is. It's probably it's the worst place you could be. Um, and I guess this is uh maybe my hot take on college. I don't think college is for the vast majority of people. Um, unless you want to go into STEM or medicine, because those are the only ones that are, at least in the US, college isn't free here. College is thousands and thousands of dollars. My college is one of the like cheaper ones that I went to, and even my college was like I think on average it was like what, 13,000 a year or something like that. College has to be very hard. Yeah. Yeah. It's way harder than high school. It's way harder than high school. At least it was way harder than my high school. But what was I talking about? Yeah, I don't think college is the place for anybody that's not going into STEM or medicine because it's not gonna pay off for you. It's really a debt trap, at least here in the U.S. Um, they try to trap you with debt, and then once you get debt and you can't find a job, guess where you got to go work? It's, McDonald's, Walmart. So yeah, if you I can't in good faith recommend anybody going to college if um if they're not going for something like STEM or medicine or I guess to be an attorney or whatever, because those are the only fields that really pay any money. So yeah, I mean, other than that, you're better off trying to do things on your own. That's my personal belief. So, yep, yep, yep. And uh right, I kind of did that same thing too. I didn't go to college for art or anything like that. I went for something completely outside of the art field, outside of all that. I went for like one of those ones I just mentioned. So, I did not go for art or anything creative. I want to become an actor uh in college. Uh I would recommend maybe taking private classes from people that got gigs instead. I mean, I don't think acting is one of those creative fields too where, you know, you kind of have to be you have to be like expressive, and they're teaching you like how to act right, be a certain way. Um, I wouldn't recommend college for anything creative. I can't recommend it in good faith because there's a lot of people that went to college for acting that and other creative things that they work in, you know, retail, food service, that type of thing. Um, I can't recommend it. I can't recommend it. Uh, Maybe if you could find some like private classes, that would be kind of the best thing because college like advertises. Here's the thing, right? College will make all these classes for people. They'll advertise all these things because they know people want them, and they know, people want to study something that they find fun and all that. But the thing is, you can do that without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Uh, just go to like a private tutor or something. Um, it'll probably cost you less money. The reason colleges have all these programs isn't necessarily because there's jobs attached to them. It's because that's how uh they make money. Because if they only offered the STEM and like let's say trades and medicine, nobody would go because most people aren't interested in those things because they're difficult, right? But those are the only things that really make money for the vast majority of people. So I think colleges a long time ago figured out that if they wanted to bring in more revenue, they have to offer things that people actually want to take, even if they don't have any direct career path behind them. So yeah, I can't recommend anyone go to college for anything creative. It's not gonna 9 times out of 10 it just doesn't work out. And then also every field, um, is not really about how good you are. It's about who who can get you a job in that field. So like even if you have all of this experience and education in doing something, if you don't know anybody in that sector, you're not buddy buddies with anyone, you don't have family members, you're likely not going to get a job. I mean, that's just with everything, right? That's pretty much with everything. Mm, let's see. It's probably all right. I think I want him to be smaller, but and especially in creative fields, and this is also why I don't like creative fields for college, is just for creative fields, people don't really care about your education. Like if I'm gonna hire someone that's like a background artist or a musician or an actor or whatever, I don't really care about where they went to school. I care about how well they can do the job, because there's a lot of people that go to school but they don't know what they're doing, and no one wants somebody like that really to work for them. You have to kind of put yourself in the position of the employer and think, would I hire someone that has school training, but no uh talent. Like they can't do what I want them to at the level I want them to do it. Probably not, right? I wish we have free education like Europe. I mean, yeah, that would be that would be ideal, or at least severely reduced cost education. I mean, come on. It's like the government has been upping the amount of money they give to colleges for years, and guess what the colleges have been doing? They've been upping the amount they charge. So, if you were in college in the past, I guess year or two, you've probably been getting emails about, like at least I was getting emails about, oh, the government is thinking of increasing the federal student aid from 6,000 to 12,000 um a year or something like that. And I was just looking at that message like, okay, but once they do that, all they're gonna do is increase the amount of tuition they ask to like 20,000 or something crazy like they've always done. No amount of money is ever going to be enough for these institutions. They want the government's money, which is your money, by the way, and they want the money you're making currently. So I don't know what they think. Yeah, yeah. Why? It's, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why they think that giving them more money is going to solve anything when that's already proven to not work. So, but yeah, I got emails when I was in college, asking me to like sign this thing or explain why. Like it was from my college trying to get me to explain to Congress why we need, 12,000, why they need to give us $12,000 a year in student aid. And it's like, well, they don't. You just need to lower the cost of your education. Stop hiring all of these people. They don't need to give us more money. You need to lower the cost. Stop hiring people you don't need. Stop paying your principal of the school like $1 million a year. College principals get paid like almost $1 million a year. Like I call it principal. Is that presidents? My bad. College presidents. Like, why do they make that much money? At least that's how much they make here in America. I'm like, oh, like that's more money. I don't think you guys understand. That's more money than the actual president of the U.S. makes. I think he makes like somewhere around 400,000. So I just don't see the purpose. There is no purpose. The purpose is to get them rich. That's the purpose. The purpose is to make them rich. I mean, everything is a business here. That's kind of the problem. It's like one of the big problems I think with America is like everything's a business, even things that really don't need to be and ethically shouldn't be a business. They're businesses. So, and it's like I swear to God, to this day, I still don't know what the president of the university even does. I mean, I see when I was in college, I saw emails from him occasionally talking about, you know, this and that, yapping, yapping, but I don't know what he does. I really don't. I might have to move to Europe after this. I mean, yeah, I understand. I know some places in Europe, like, um, they make like less money than we do in the US, but the thing is, everything, a lot of things there also cost a lot less. So, um, there was like a video of a girl that it moved to, I don't think it was Europe. I think it was Brazil. So this is a different example, but like I think she was only making like 2,000 something a month or 3,000 or whatever. But the thing is, her apartment was like 1,500, but everything was included, like water, gas, heat, internet, cable. So everything was included, and that was an expensive. She said that was expensive for there. And then her insurance for like her car and her what was it, health insurance and all that. It was like less than $200 altogether, and I'm like, that's absolutely crazy. Car insurance here, um, just car insurance, you're looking at probably over $200. And you're required to have car insurance in pretty much every state in the U.S. except for two. Okay, did I draw this on the right layer? I sure did not. Fantastic. All right, I'm over here yapping. Wrong layer. Create blank keyframe. Why can't the U.S. just be like Brazil? I mean, not DK. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are things about that country that isn't that good either. I think she mentioned like things there take a lot longer because they open, everything is only open from like 2 to 5 or something like that, 2 to 6, and then everything is closed on like I think one of the weekdays, either Saturday or Sunday. So um if you want a maintenance request or something like that, you have to wait like weeks to get it done. And right, you can't go grocery shopping on that weekday because uh like they're closed and whatever. So there's like different things they have to deal with, but I mean, I'm sure you could probably, if you wanted to, find somewhere that's cheaper than the US that doesn't have those problems, probably somewhere in Europe. Do. Okay. Now the art is starting to make more sense. Great, 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 great. I love to see it. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. But yeah, I'm glad more people are deciding to not go to college. College is kind of a scam for 99.999999999% of people, and that's not an exaggeration. Um, yeah, if you're not gonna go for something that's worth the money, I don't think you should go. If you went to Europe, what country would you visit? Oh, that's a good question. I guess maybe France, because I don't know, the Eiffel Tower. I kind of want to go to France and Italy. I know that's kind of like a basic answer, but I don't know, they seem pretty cool. I don't really do a lot of research on like European countries and whatnot, so I don't really know what other countries I want to go to. Um, maybe I was gonna say Belarus. I think that's kind of close to the conflict going on, so I don't really know. Um, oh, the Netherlands. The Netherlands sound really cool. Um, oh, Norway. Yes, yes, Norway. I'd be really interested in going there. I heard that unlike the US that's extremely in debt, Norway is kind of a little rich. So, um, I think someone was talking about how in Norway, every person uh technically has like you know how in the US, right, we have a certain amount of debt, and if you split that debt up and divide it by everybody, everyone's in like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Um, so I've heard like in Norway that it's kind of like the opposite. Like the country is so wealthy that everyone technically has like $100,000 if you split up all the wealth in Norway. I don't know how true that is, but I'd be interested to visit to see like what goes on there. I might go to Norway or Slovenia. Oh, sounds cool. Yeah, I've never actually been out of the country. So, yes, sad face. Um, I do want to leave though. I do want to leave. I really want to go to Japan. Shocker, right? It's kind of the place a lot of anime loving Americans like to go to. So, but yeah, I think a lot of the things I like are from like Japan, Korea, whatnot. So I'd like to visit there. I don't know if I'm drawing his like back hair correct, so I'm gonna open up his reference that I made a while ago and try to figure that out. Oh, okay, so it goes over his shoulder and it stops. Fantastic. Okay, so this is wrong. So his shoulder is like right here. So I've never been outside of the US. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Since I've been to college, I've met like a lot of people that have been outside of the US, which I didn't know that was a popular thing. Like I tried to get my passport a while ago, but when they sent it to me, they spelt my name wrong. So I have to like send it back and get it fixed, you know? Somehow they spelt my name wrong even though they had my birth certificate, they had my all my legal documents and all that, still spelt it wrong. So I have to send it back to them so they can fix it so they can send it back to me. Kind of crazy, but yeah, I've never been outside the US and I didn't know that a lot of other people had been outside the US until I got to college and like everyone talks about their it was talking about their international experiences and all that. I'm like from where I came from, my hometown, literally no one's been outside of the US. So I guess it's just like when you go to like more privileged communities, you see a lot more people that have like traveled abroad and whatnot. Okay. I don't know why. I feel like Ravi isn't big enough in this scene, but in reality, I think I just need to make. Actually, I realized I didn't have my grids on. That's not good. Dockers, grid, grid. Okay. I mean, trying to decide if I like this or not because I feel like they should be smaller because Rabi is definitely bigger than Hakai. Um, Rabi's like a very big boy, so I have to make some decisions here. Also, I should probably draw like a line where their feet are supposed to be. But yeah, no, I've never been outside the US either. I really want to go to Japan. I really want to visit Asia. When I was in college, I studied Japanese for like 2 years, so it's kind of where I'm really excited to be. And then, right, just go there and be a complete otaku, roaming around Akihabara like it's my newfound home. I'm a lost child. That's my dream. Mm, I think I imagine them both being smaller when I was thinking about this. So I'm going to see what it looks like. Oh, ooh, see what it looks like when they're both smaller, right? Because I kind of imagine Ravi being around here and then Akai being a bit further away. I feel like Rabinoko looks kind of chibi, but that might be okay. Like he looks very chibi to me, but that might be fine. I think I'm just gonna move on. Let's see. I live in a place that has a lot of food internationally. Like the restaurant I last went to had Arabic and Northern Iraqi food. Ooh, sounds really good. Yeah, I think I also live in a place that we have a lot of international food, but I don't think we have like Iraq. Like I don't think we have food from Iraq. I know we have Middle Eastern food, but I'm not sure if those are the same thing. Oh my God, I'm so dumb. What else did I want to talk about? There were other things I cannot recommend. Uh, oh, did you guys see the new not teaser, but sneak peek for Wolf Moon? I mean, if you're on her Discord at all, if you're on Forest Panic's Discord for Wolf Moon, I mean, it just looks really pretty. It's hype. It's hype. I honestly think when Wolf Moon comes out, it's going to be a really big thing, and I'm gonna rejoice because it's extremely pretty. Um, let's see. Oh my God. Oh, it's because I made it smaller. That's fine. But what was I talking about? Yeah, the new Wolf Moon sneak peek looks great. Uh, I think my favorite sneak peek so far was the one with Borealis. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. Borealis. Forgive me. I mean, his voice just sounds really good. Whoever voices him does a great job. And I think that sneak peek in particular really showcases like her uh ability to like she has a really good idea of the face, like the facial shapes of her characters, like how to move them around, and how to animate efficiently. Because I was looking at like trying to get a feel for how many frames that like head turn was in the animation. Um, and it looked really smooth, but I think it actually wasn't like a ton of frames, which is perfect, right? You don't want to spend a lot of time on something. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Um, you don't want to spend like a ton of time on something, especially if it's like a passion. If it's like a not that important of like an animation type moment. I think that's probably also one of the big differences between, I guess, well, people that study animation and then people that just do it as a hobby is like when you're a hobbyist, um, you probably don't study that much, which means you're just kind of animating in the dark, meaning that you don't really know what you're doing. Um, and so you end up making a lot of frames that you really didn't need to make that ultimately make the animation look weaker instead of stronger. And then when you know more about the principles, you end up making doing the opposite, making less frames, but it has like better motion because you understand the form of the character, the shape, perspective, uh, design, right? All of those types of things. Um, I'm kind of new to the Shattered Stars and the City of Dogs community. Oh, no, I'm talking about. Sorry, this is a different community. I was talking about Wolf Moon. It's like a series by Forest Panic. So sorry, I wasn't it. You weren't missing anything that I was talking about from there. It's like a completely different thing. Let's see. Like Forest Panic, I think is probably one of the most influential. How do I? One of the not streamers. How do I put this? She's one of the artists that like a lot of people in the animal animation community, like specifically, I guess the wolf animation community, are like really raving about right now because her style is like very pretty. She has this Disney-esque um style with very nice line art, line quality, very expressive facial features on her characters, very fluid, professional looking animation. Um, yeah. So that's who I'm talking about, not like anyone from like Shattered Stars or anything like that. But where was I? Yes, her style's gorgeous. I noticed something about it is that it's very design, like color design focused. So I've kind of noticed this with a lot of different people's art is like some people, their art and the way they design characters is, more silhouette focused, meaning that, if you use the silhouette test, you turn and you the silhouette test is basically like you color the entire character black and you put it against like a white background, and it's kind of a test to see if you can still tell who that character is, just given, their shadow. And that works very well with characters like, Sonic, Pikachu, uh, who else? Probably Ash too. Like just a lot of these very iconic characters, and it's kind of like a test of character design. But I've noticed some people they'll either have make characters with very, distinguishable features that pass the silhouette test, or they'll make characters uh with like different color patterns and whatnot, and that kind of is what differentiates them uh from all of the other characters in their show. And I think Force Panic style leans more towards the um color side than the silhouette test side. Like I've noticed a lot of her art is a lot of her character designs, they have a lot of color layers and whatnot, and what differentiates one character from the other is kind of their size, their the length of their legs and whatnot, obviously, but it's usually their colors that you can kind of tell them apart from. Um, I kind of want to make a video about all the things that I really like about her art and some things that I think are cool and that I've noticed while watching her content. I'll probably make that sometime in the future. Let's change this to the ending clip being 100 and okay, blank keyframe. But yeah, like her art has very beautiful proportions. Like I said, I have an issue drawing legs, and so the way she draws legs on her characters, is really inspiring for me. It's like, ah, yes. So that's what I'm doing. That's how I feel when I look at uh proportions of her characters. I'm like, oh, okay, that actually makes more sense than what I'm doing. Um, because it's kind of hard to tell how to draw them on animals, at least for me, because With humans, you can kind of our skin is kind of like we don't have fur. I guess is what I'm trying to say. We don't have fur, and so you can more clearly see how our bones attach to the skin and whatnot. But with animals that are very furry, especially like wolves and whatnot, it's kind of hard to see. And also, like if you look at the anatomy of animals, uh, for me, it's just kind of very hard to get a grasp on the shapes of like their shoulders and like thighs and whatnot, so that you could draw them like properly. So that's kind of something I've always really struggled with, and to see them done so well is kind of inspiring, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I really don't like the way that looks. Mm, 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 mm. But yeah, big fan of Forest Panic. You can tell that she takes her art seriously. So I think that's really cool to see. Um, I just feel like it's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with it. That's the problem. It's like what I'm doing. I feel like what I'm drawing right now is wrong. I don't know what's wrong with it. Um, trying to figure things out around here. But yeah, how about you guys? How's your art journey been? Is there anything that you find particularly difficult when drawing? For me, it's legs. and occasionally pause as well. Uh, is there anything you guys find difficult? Jesus, it just looks bad. Okay, let's do that. Drawing the same thing over again. Okay, so like consistency, like trying to drawing the same thing over again but different, like drawing things in different perspectives. Is that what you mean? Hi, for the person that just joined the stream, we're talking about is there anything that you find difficult in drawing? For me, it's legs and shoulders and arms on animals. They're very hard for me to figure out because the anatomy is confusing for me. So, um, but yeah, what do you mean, Cordy, by drawing the same thing over again but different, like different perspectives, or um, like just consistency overall in like the design? The consistency or the perspective or both? The perspective. Oh, okay. Yeah, perspective is very hard, especially if you're like a new artist. What I do for a lot of my drawings now is I try to do like horizon line and boxes. So like this is like one of the basic art techniques. You draw like a line and you draw like a vanishing point. So like this is the horizon line, the vanishing point, and then you can draw a box and kind of try to figure out what perspective you want for the box. So if your perspective is supposed to be from below, I mean, it's supposed to be from above, you draw a horizon line above the box and the box below it, and then you can kind of like, oh, that was a slanted line. You can kind of like draw a character on this horizon line. I mean, with this type of like perspective. The only thing is with this is that um you also kind of have to understand the anatomy of what you're drawing to get it right. But if you can, I've heard artists say that if you can figure out boxes, then you can move on to more like complex shapes like cylinders, and doing the like perspective of like a cylinder and whatnot. That was a terrible cylinder, but yeah, if you can master boxes and doing box perspective, then you can work your way up to like more complex shapes because everything can kind of be divided into like these little more simpler shapes, even if it's like a bunch of these with like oblong sides and whatnot. You can still kind of figure out how to morph them into what you're looking for. So like this box would be from like you're looking at something from below. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm not super good at it, I think, but I think it's helped me in figuring out. how perspective is supposed to work. So that's, I think, where I would start. I wish, honestly, I should have started there a long time ago, but like I said before, I kind of learned about all this stuff really late. So yeah, no problem. Yep, yep, yep. Why is his foot so far in the air? Oh, kill me. Okay, that's it. I'm not spending more time on this. Have mercy. Have mercy on my soul. What do we have so far? Let's spread some of these out and take a look see. Right. Oh, something's still on. Oh, I did have a layer for him. Whoopsies. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I can just merge these two because they don't overlap each other anywhere. So, yep, yep, yep. All right. I should still be able to turn this off. All right. Yeah, this frame is just not correct, but I'll probably fix it later. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, I was going to change the color, but I don't think there's a point. Okay. Oh, Hakai merged. Oh, I see the problem. Let's unmerge those. It's because this one should stop here. Now I can merge them. Yeah. Turn the anatomy off. Uh, the hair. All right. Okay, so this is it so far. I really don't like his legs here, but I think I might just delete it or change it. I think I'll probably just get rid of it, actually. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, those two are done. Now we're gonna make Rabinoko's reaction shots. Uh, let's see. Great blank for there. Then also for the BG. And I'm going to use the box method here. Um, to show you guys what I mean. Create blank. So for this, what Hakai is doing is, oh, this is the eraser, is over here. And so I want Rabinoko's eyes to kind of be fixated in this direction. So we're going to do some box anatomy. This is pretty much going to be straight on. I'm not making any perspective here, but I'm still going to use the box. Like this not it's not going to be an interesting perspective, but I'll still use it uh to kind of get where I want the face placement to be. And I want him to be looking down slightly, so I'm putting this line a little bit lower on the box to denote that, and then I make a line stick out to kind of denote where I want his nose to go. And I think the first frame will be just him looking uncomfortable. Uh, so I can draw like his neck and whatnot from here, kind of denote where his neck will be. Yeah, and the rest of him is just kind of fluff, so I don't really have to deal with the rest of it. Um, let's see. His nose will come out about here. Uh, and I guess if I wanted to draw hor- horizon line for this, because I'm realizing that I want his neck to be slanted. Like his head's gonna be like a little bit down. And he's like looking this way. All his eyes are like over here. So, oh, draw this on the anatomy layer. I guess I draw it like this, right? So you have these lines coming out from the vanishing point. Mm. I have to, right, this is the perspective his head's going to be at. And so, and I use these lines to denote like these cross lines to denote where I want the eyes to be. So his eyes should fall in like these two upper squares. Eyebrows. I think I want his eyes to be a bit bigger than that. A little bit closer together. Okay, let's see. I always have no idea if the perspective I drew is like okay or not, or if it's correct. That's why I think I'm just not good at boxes yet. I think I need to do like a lot more practice with boxes. So I don't think I'm ready to move on to like other shapes. Um, Also, I don't really like his eyebrows. He looks kind of angry. I want him to look more like scared, concerned. Yeah, trying to figure it out. I think I want to change his snout 'cause it looks a bit too long for Rabanoko. Okay. And Rabanoko has kind of this really round looking face, meant to make him look kawaii. So very cute, innocent, round face. I think the perspective of his nose is also a bit strange. Uh, let's see, his ears should be back because he's still kind of scared. I feel like I'm drawing a lot better now. Maybe I need to do like stream warm up drawing before I actually start drawing because this looks way better. Uh, yeah, wolf heads kind of go back a little bit, so I'm actually gonna move this for a second so I can get this correct. Because if it's slanted, if we're looking from the top a little bit, um, then you'll see like a little bit more of his forehead. So just trying to figure that out. And I think the ear should be like a slightly different perspective too. Like it should be a little bit like that, maybe. A lot of guesswork. That's what this is. A lot of guesswork. So I'm gonna pull up. Sorry about that. Let's see. I think that's okay. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that actually. Let's do his fur. It should like stand up a little bit. Okay. I think I'm learning a lot about stuff in life and animating with you. I should be in your streams a lot more often. Oh, thank you. I'm happy I can help you figure out some stuff. You know, just trying to help people make best decisions, based on some things that I've experienced and that I've seen. So I'm glad I could help. I want to think if this looks bad or not. Can't really tell, honestly. But yes, I'm glad I could help you out. That makes me feel really good. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's good. So he's reacting to him being over there. And then I'll make another one where he's like wide-eyed. Rabby. Aw, thank you. I just try to help where I can. I just try to help where I can. Rabby. Let's draw his expression. And this will be like a bag expression for him, so let's make him have a bit of a exaggerated reaction, I guess, to what's going on over here. Oh my god, I'm so bad at that. Okay. All right. And then eyes wide open for this one. Oh, I just feel like his pupils aren't the same size. His iris is like it just doesn't look right, does it? Okay, that looks a lot better. One cool thing I always see in other people's designs is like they'll design their characters with like different shaped eyebrows. So like some of them will be thick, some of them will be like really thin and all that. I think I'm just too much of a wimp to fully commit to like differently shaped eyebrows. Like every time I draw them on one of my characters, I like don't really like it. And so I always end up like getting rid of it. I do think a lot of characterization, which is like which I really like about that type of design, but I don't know, like I feel like I can't commit to it. Like I don't know if I like it for my work because I feel like if I draw like a really bushy eyebrow on a character, I'm gonna look at it and be like, I don't like it. But it looks good when other people do it. Um, it's just something I think about when I draw it on my own characters. I'm like, but like something like this is fine, where it's just like the top is like a little bit has more hair than the rest of it. I don't know. Also, these aren't at the same level. I have to fix this. That looks about right. Um, and his hair is gonna raise up a little bit because he's kind of freaked out. I added you on Discord. Oh yes, I'll add you back. Let's see. There you go. Yep, yep, yep. And let's make him look kind of freaked out. Um, maybe his ears go down a little bit more to emphasize that. I feel like this looks very strange. Another thing I'm not good at ears. Not good at drawing ears from different perspectives either. That's something else I have to practice. Let's see. Yep, just a little bit more here. Anatomy. Why does this go all the way out here? Confused. Grabby. Did I make a mistake? The stream kind of messed up for a bit. OBS disconnected. That's scary. It has reconnected now, thank God. For my first animation, I'm just using an image for reference. Yeah, that's a good idea. Um, I think I was taking a course one time and they said like if you can use like videos, it's even like better. Uh, and kind of try to draw things while they're in motion. Something it'll teach you about a lot about like how the creature moves and things like that. Um, yep. I actually had soft quit animation. I made a video about it not too long ago. But what kind of made me want to start doing it again in at least some capacity was really the community um, from like Discord and all the people on there. Uh, so really, you guys, I mean, you guys really inspired me to get back into it, and I might make a video about that. I already have like my second video of why animators quit recorded. But I might bring up a point in like maybe the third one that I make talking about community and how important that is to being an artist and an animator, especially online, because I've been really burnt out from doing this because I've been on YouTube for like 12 years. I just kind of felt like my work wasn't getting anywhere, and that nobody really cared about it, and so I kind of burned myself out trying to do all this stuff. Um, but that was until I found the art and animation community, and I made some friends on Discord, and we had a great time. So now I guess I'm somewhat back into it. So really happy to be here. And thank you guys for inspiring me to continue because I do like doing art and animation. It's just when you feel like you're not, uh, like no one really cares about your work, you kind of stop wanting to do it. But I see that's not the case. I was just not in the right spaces. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. I think I want to add like a little blank in between these two frames. It's to give it more exaggeration, but maybe I'll do that later because I still want to add like some more like gag shot frames of him kind of turning the other way. So he'll be looking at Akai, and then as Akai does what he does over here, he'll get more kind of freaked out, grossed out, and he'll eventually turn to look this way. Don't worry about getting haters because haters are just gonna hate on the things you do. It's not so much about haters or anything like that. It's just like not feel like feeling like you're not getting noticed. Um, That's kind of where I was at a while ago. But like I said, I found the community, so now I'm kind of feel more inspired to make art and whatnot. So, okay. And then he has to, he's kind of going to wince and turn his head a bit more forward. So I'm going to make a new box for that. So that would be on the anatomy layer. Let's turn this off for a second. Turn that on. Another viewer. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. Let's see. You caught me when I was making a new layer, a new anatomy layer. So his face is going to be a little bit more forward. So I straightened these out, and then I got to straighten this out. Oh, every little thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't want to lose it again. I'm not like them, baby. When you finally to love somebody, guess what? It's gonna be me. Every day there's another song stuck in my noggin. Yesterday it was the what was it? It was the Four Ply song by Squidward and SpongeBob. I don't know if you guys have heard that. It was like the episode where Pearl wanted like a boy band to show up for her birthday. I need four ply when I cry. It was just something about it that cracks me up. Just absolutely cracks me up. Okay. Trying to figure out how I can draw this. He's looking away. This should be down a little bit more. Like we're trying to draw him wincing. Um, I don't want to draw it like like straight. Hmm. Okay, maybe I can turn the nose a little bit this way. So I don't want to draw it like completely straight. And then this would go this way. Every little thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't wanna lose it again. I'm not like them, baby. When you finally get to love somebody, guess what? It's gonna be me. Maybe that's good. I don't know. That would kind of line up more with the anatomy I have here. Uh, sure, why not? His nose has to be further down, though. This is why practicing perspective is so important. Because otherwise, you'll end up like me. Not know how to draw the nose correctly in the perspective you're thinking of. Kill me. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright. And Robbie's face is kind of round because he's a cute boy, so let's try to make that a little bit more roundish. I feel like the nose is supposed to be a little bit bigger. Maybe, maybe, maybe it should also be a little bit further up. When you finally get to love somebody. Maybe a little bit further. No, 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 that definitely doesn't look right. This doesn't really look right either. So, what should I do? Decisions, decisions, giving me a conniption. When you say Robbie, I think oh, ravioli. Oh, sorry, his name is Rabinoko, so I call him Robbie for short. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, that is not how. Sorry, Rabbi. No, go. Yeah, that's the character I'm drawing right now. Yes, that's hilarious. Ravioli. Ravi. He loves he loves ravioli. Rabbit Ravi loves ravioli. Wow, could I say that like 10 times fast? Maybe I should just draw the mouth and get to this later because I know the mouth has to be like this. Right, this is kind of like the cheek or whatever. Um, right, like that. Ears will go up and back. Head should still go like this. But now we're turning this way, so the other side of his face is visible. Perfect. Um, yep, sure. And then he like winces on this side. Oh, his eye is still open on this side. And I actually could have drawn these sockets bigger because Ravi has really big eyes. So let's do this, I guess. I feel like in all of these, I'm not drawing his eyes big enough, and that's because I'm trying to be anatomically correct. Uh, but I think I just need to kind of sacrifice that in order to make a good gag expression. Sometimes it's okay for a character to not be on model. So I might just get rid of this and wing it. We're gonna wing it to make a good gag expression. See how winging it works out. Okay, I feel like he still has to kind of look this way. So how am I gonna make that happen? Hmm. Let's go back to this. Winging it did not work out. We're not gonna wing it because he has to kind of wince on this side too. I just thought about that. And so his eye is gonna be open, but it has to be like kind of closing. So maybe it has to be like a little bit down. To figure out what to do with his jaw, like, because I know the expression I want him to have, but I don't know how to draw it, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Oh, the joy of creation. Maybe that's okay. The only issue is it doesn't really look like him. Like, I'm gonna show you guys what Rabbit Noko is supposed to look like. Right? This is his reference sheet. So, I don't feel like he would make this expression. Yeah, and I think I also drew his snout too long. Let's see. Yeah, snout's a bit long. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. After all. Lord have mercy. Maybe I'm the problem after all. Yeah. I'm trying to like manipulate his face so that I can make the expression look more like him. I think his nose perspective is the issue because I think technically if his nose looked like this, it's supposed to be like closer to the edge, but it's not in this case. So I might just need to redraw his nose. Such a shame. I spent so long on that nose. Let's see. I really feel like it shouldn't be this difficult for me. Practice art, kids. Practice art. Don't be like me. think I'm just gonna delete because it's like wrong at this point. Because I changed the anatomy of his nose, so it just looks really, really wrong. It just looks very, very, very wrong, and I don't know why. It might have to do with this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry this is taking me so long. I like hyper obsess over the face because it's really important to me. I feel like that looks kind of okay. Uh, okay, I think I'm gonna let's see. Okay, I think it follows um with this. Maybe there's just a little bit too much from this side over here. Maybe that's why I feel bad about it, because it's a little too fluffed over here. But whatever. I think that's actually fine. I'm gonna keep that. I'm just gonna keep it because I think anything I do try to change will make it look worse. So I'm gonna keep that and I'm gonna move on. And he's turning, so this should stand up a little bit more, I guess. He should come in. He's turning. He's should come in a bit. I'm probably gonna have to move some of this stuff to make it look right, but it's okay. Here, maybe? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Christ. Alright. Um, yeah, I guess it could come in a little bit. because actually this should stick out more. 'Cause he's turning this way. Should it? Questions. Okay. Let's just see how it looks. Probably looks okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna take a bathroom break. So I'll be right back. Loo. RB. Okay, I'm back. Nice, nice, nice. I'll probably go until like 5:30 or 6 for this stream. Coolio, coolio. I think I want to advertise it on some more Discords. So just give me a few seconds. There's a few Discords I did not advertise the stream on. Oh, clickety clackety. Doo-doo-doo. Advertising stream. Just give me a sec. Someone also asked. Question. Um, where is that stream? I mean that here's one of them. I just realized I'm not in the Ice Refinery server or the Lions Light server. I really need to get in both of those. I don't know what I'm thinking. Blah blah blah. Ice Rift. Oh, not right now though. We're just gonna. Oh, I didn't even share my stream here. Okay, and then what other server am I in? I could have swore I was also in. Oh, here it is. Accursed. I don't think actually. No, I don't have permission to advertise. Cry. Okay, that's fine. That is okay, actually. Okay, back to drawing. That was all I wanted to do. Let's see. Yeah, he's wincing. He's looking this way. Hmm, looking that way, and then he's gonna turn. He's gonna turn this way. So it's gonna be the next frame that I make, and let's do another anatomy for that one. Oops. Alright, then draw these lines. Perspective. Yuppity yup yup yup. Beautiful. So now he's facing the opposite way. Let's see. Stretch out the nose. That is way too small, actually. I need his eyes to be bigger. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I just feel like these are too small for him. I don't know why. Like his eyes are like cute, you know? Nice. Nose is a bit too like not shaped right. Just a little bit like this. And his face should be, I guess, a little bit puffed out. He feels like he wants to barf in this frame. So cheek, his forehead. So he should look like kind of queasy. This is where he's gonna be like disgusted and feel like he needs to barf. Moving shape down. Bicara, ayo bicara, lihat itu. I'm back. I needed to get water. Aw. No, you're okay. Welcome back. I had to BRB too. I went to the bathroom. I'm going to draw this. I've never really tried to draw like a barfy, like, stout face. Head is gonna be here. Does he look disturbed enough, guys? Does he look like he's disturbed? Uh, okay. I feel like you should actually be looking down. So we're gonna change his iris where he's looking at. All right. His head is very flat looking. Krabby's head is actually a little bit more round than the other characters. So we're gonna change that a little bit. I'm just curious, why do you name yourself Chamamisu? Oh, um, that is actually uh the quote unquote like phonetic Japanese name for the main character of the Heroes of Mosai slash my persona. Her name is Charm Mystic Moon, and if you like back in the day when I put that into Google Translate, it gave me Chamu Misutiku Moon, um, which that's basically the phonetic Japanese sounding uh way to say Charm Mystic Moon. In English, that's how like a Japanese uh person, I guess, like if you're trying to say it in like katakana using katakana characters from Japan, that's how it would come out. So that's why I named myself Chamumisu because it just kind of stuck with me, and I think it's kind of catchy as well because it Chamu and Misu kind of rhyme. So that's where it comes from. It's like the katakana spelling of like uh, charm, mystic moon. It's like a shortened version of that. Oh, thank you. But yeah, that's where it comes from. I'm pretty sure charm in Japanese is not chamu, but in Japan they have uh like phonetic way of saying things. Like the way they say hamburger in Japan is hamburger. They make it into like they make they have a whole dedicated section of Japanese called katakana that's dedicated to like foreign words. So that's why my name's Chamamisu. Um, okay, I'll change some things. And I'll likely be ending this. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the name. I know I kind of figured some people would um think it's kind of strange. So I've always been looking forward to explaining why I chose that over anything else. Okay. The stream is long, but we're getting a lot done, so I think that's good. So far, we finished this, and now we're finishing. Now we're doing this, and this is almost done. So yippee! Um, kind of just want to go with this, and then I'll like flip it or something. Like his hair is gonna look a little bit frazzled because that side's gonna look similar. It's just gonna be flipped. I named myself QWERTY because it's a random name, I guess. Oh, really? I thought it came from like the QWERTY keys on the keyboard. Like if you look at the top left of the keyboard, QWERTY is like the It's like what's there. That's interesting. It's like I know QWERTY like usually denotes like the American keyboard and that type of thing. Also that, yes. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna draw that and then I'm just gonna flip it because he's looking this way now. There's a few things I'm gonna have to change. But okay, so gonna have to make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. Stupidoo, skip to Maloo. Feeling a little bit more. Bring this in. Actually, he's like also like ducking his head into his shoulders a little bit, so I think I'll do. Oh, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant to do. Be a little difficult, but it's okay. It is like make it like this. That's what I want to do. I feel like he's kind of ducking his head down a bit. Great. Let's see how that looks. Coolio folio. Let's get rid of that. Turn that off. I'm gonna space these out a little bit more so you can see each individual one better. And we're gonna look at it. Cool. He looks kind of angry here still. He's supposed to look more concerned. I think I have to like make his eyebrows go up more. Maybe that's okay. Okay. And let's extend this clip in to be 150. I'm trying to spread these out a little bit more. Okay. I think he needs to be like a little bit more slanted to show like he's really not having it. And his body should be probably a little bit more slanted too. Show like he's kind of trying to like get away from the situation, I guess. See how that looks. Okay, so I think his shoulder here can go up a little bit, his shoulders, to show like he's uncomfortable a little bit more. Bring them up a little bit. Bring his head down a little too. Just a bit. Okay. Also, he's turning. He should be turning a little bit here. So his mane should stick out a bit more on this side. So try to give him a little bit more motion by doing that. And something of this move like that. See? I think that makes a little bit more sense that this goes into this. And put the head down. Maybe a little bit more. feel like there should be one in between that just kind of shows him looking really like concerned. It goes like this, like right in the middle. So I'll probably draw this, and then this will be like the last thing, and then we'll end the stream. Oh yeah, let's do the anatomy. Oh, I didn't move the anatomy with the whatchamajiggs. Okay, this is supposed to go here. Yeah, let's take that off. Um, right now the head is here. We can have like a straight on expression. So yeah, it'll just be like straight. So we don't really need to make a horizon line because the horizon line is basically for straight, it's going to be in the middle. So like this middle line is the horizon line. Okay. Um, turn that back on. Okay. I like to use the mirror tool for doing straight things. So, oh, not red. Okay. I guess I'll draw like the feet and to the mouth. Should be pretty rounded. And oh, usually not done with anatomy because I like to draw diamond. Give me a nice little extra reference. So that actually helps a lot. You figuring it out. He has big ears, but one of them's going to be kind of up. So let's see which one I like. Do I like when this one is up or the other one? We're gonna figure that. Then his ears are a bit like shorter and fatter. than some of the other characters. So, let's see. And this nose is not big enough. I think. Let's change that. And change this. Yes, perfect. Okay, and what expression do I want him to have here? I think I got it. Okay. Um, the thing I like about drawing Rabby is that he has like a really big mouth. So I can draw. Oh, colors got switched around. Let me change this a little bit because this should be thicker for him. So his nose is off center. That oh no, it'll fix the nose. Redo, redo, redo. Okay. I just want to move this. That's it. Oh, I just want to move this. Move it down. Mhm. Okay. So this is like one of those situations where I have to be a bit creative to try to figure out how to draw this. So, yeah, nah. Hmm. Let me draw how I want it to look on here first. So we're gonna draw it straight first, and then that's kind of how I want it to look. I figure out how to do. Hmm. Not like that. Like yeah, something like that is how I want it to look. So try to figure that out. I want to figure out how I can fit that into the anatomy. Maybe I just want it to be like a gag, and it just doesn't conform to any anatomy. I feel like that would look kind of weird. Let's increase the eye size. Oh, need to mirror. Need to mirror it. Mhm. Okay. I don't really like it. I was trying to make it work, but let's see. I think it's just that his nose isn't up enough. Why is Ravenova disgusted? Oh, because uh Hakai is like how do I explain it? One of my other characters, Hakai, he's kind of like a really serious type of guy, and so someone was making fun of him in the animatic that I'm making, and now they're getting punished. And so Rabinoka was kind of being it's kind of disgusted at the things that Hakai is doing to punish the guy. So that's why he looks disgusted. See, that looks a lot better. Okay, so the issue wasn't really the mouth. Uh, it just needed to be a bit smaller. The issue was like the face, and like this nose was too far down. That looks a lot better. Okay. Oh God. Every time I do that, it scares me. His face kind of needs some structure, but having problems figuring out how to do that with the anatomy that I constructed. Okay, because right, because it's supposed to like go in here. This might just be fine being like a this is like a more exaggerated gag expression. I think I want to make his face a little bit pudgier. So that means I have to like erase this. Make his face pudgier. Just a bit. Okay. And yeah, this is just gonna have to come out from here, I think. And his nose should be a bit affected by his expression too. And then yeah, now I can draw like the top of his head. And now I can tilt it. Because I wanted this to be tilted. Look, this ear is a bit smaller than the other one, I can tell. So I'll make that a bit bigger. I can delete this now. Don't need it. Oh, I just realized I made two of these by mistake. Remove this one. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that's a good transition into that one. I think this is a good transition into this. You can kind of see him turning his head a bit. Right. And like this shoulder is kind of supposed to be a little bit up. Um, so I'm just gonna draw it up like here. I wonder if me drawing these in between will be okay. I guess we will see if it looks okay. For this, he needs to be a little bit more hunched. So yeah, that looks. Doop. Let's try that. Okay, I think his face is a little bit bigger here than the rest of them. So we're just gonna make it smaller. Oh, and fix the hair. Oh, yeah, that's not correct. There we go. Yeah, let's see. Okay, well, I have to fix this one, but I can do that at another time. All right, I think that's the end of the stream. Thank you all for joining. Um, check out my what's it called? Card, chamomisa.cart.co. It should be in the description of this video. There you can find some of the comic pages. They're kind of old since the series is being like it's being rebooted. Um, but you can check that out. You can support me on Ko-fi. I have commissions and whatnot on there. And then what else is on there? My other social medias, my Twitter and my Kara. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for, conversating with me. It was great talking to you. Um, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next stream. Sayonara, guys.